20 hours, 12 hours from Beijing to San Francisco on the Italian side, like you guys. And before my presentation, I would like to ask you guys a question. How many of you have been to China before? Well, maybe only 30%. Yeah, I got to tell you, yeah, I'm very impressed by the sunshine and good weather in San Francisco. And I think for CA, California, there are a lot of sunshine, and for China, there's a lot of opportunity. So I would, from my presentation, I would tell you a bit more about what happens in China, and I have you to review something really valuable for you guys if you're more interested in China. So a brief of us, TalkingData. We're a data service provider for mobile. Actually, we're the largest third-party one in China. So we provide all-in-one data solution for mobile application, and mobile games. So maybe some of the developers in Western have used some similar or equivalent tools for analytics, like Flurry or Mixpanel, and you may use ads offers or mobile app tracking. You may use game analytics for gaming analytics, and maybe contagion and other data solution services. In China, we provide all-in-one solution. So if you have anything to do with data, when you come to China, just turn to us. Yeah, by the end of 2013, our service had accessing more than 400 million active smart devices in China. That is almost 80% of the whole smart devices market. And we've been serving more than 20,000 applications, among which there are more than 5,000 mobile games. So 40% of the growing chart of the App Store, you can see there's very successful titles in China that have been using TalkingData service, and around maybe 80% of mid-core and hardcore games titles are our customers. Because mid-core and hardcore are still the most strong monetization titles in China. Yes, here is our positioning in the whole ecosystem in China. So we cooperate with all the top channels, top developers, and ad networks. So with this huge access to the smart devices market, we believe we can provide true value to all the people who's coming to China. And also, we're trying to define some standard and give some, methodology to the whole industry. Today, the majority of the developers in China, they have adopted our methodology. We call this AAR model, the data-driven operation for mobile gaming. With this model, we define a proven way to how to use data to refine and optimize our mobile gaming business. And we also, basically, we did release a white paper. Maybe you can find somewhere in here. And the white paper for the mobile gaming key metrics definition. This is very critical for the industry to develop. Because we have met somebody in China that everybody, when we talk about the same index or same metrics, for example, day one retention, some company may have some title with 90% of day one retention. That sounds crazy for some, even some Western developers. And some may say, oh, our day one retention is only 30%. So the truth is they have very different definition and calculation method. So to help the data make real sense and help everybody speak the same language, we give a standard definition with this white paper to define the standard definition and calculation method for all the key KPIs for mobile gaming operation. Yeah, for my presentation, firstly, I want to share some numbers to give a whole picture of what's happening in China, and I will have to explain what's the reason behind, and at last, I will share some, give you an introduction of some of our food products. So let's see the opportunity side. The overall market is growing very fast. This is no need to explain anymore. This is a huge market with rapid growth. We see more and more people become a gamer, and more people have got used to pay money in mobile apps and mobile games. At the end of the fourth quarter of 2013, the spending rate of the whole mobile gamers has reached to nearly 10%. This is we can see China has become the largest mobile game market in the world. So, but every coin has two sides. Let's look at the Chinese side. So this is some interesting research done by us in 2013. We found that there are over 100 applications ever been installed per device, and maybe around 15% of them are games, but nearly 60% of the applications are only open ones, and then the end user either abandon it or never open it again, or just uninstall it. So if we look at the player behavior, and the average time spent on a single device daily is also keeping down. That means there are more options to choose for end user. There are a lot of content, and the time spent for each content for each title. If your content is not attractive, if your operation is not successful, then you have that chance to lose. And this also can be reflected with day one retention for all the titles. You see the day one retention is dropping significantly for on average level for all the titles. So what's the Chinese market like? And first, I think the character of China is the kingdom of Android. We see that the Android market is growing very, very fast. At the beginning of 2013, the ratio between Android and iOS is something like 6:4. At the end of 2013, the ratio has become to 7:3. And also, if we look at the revenue market share from Android and iOS, Android is also giving strong presence. It gives from the revenue share for Android has risen from 40% to nearly half to more than half of total revenue in the market in 2013. So I think the main reason is that the explosion and the soaring of the local brands that have been developed very fast in 2013. And the second character, if you want to know true China, the real China, you must understand the device ecosystem especially on Android of China. So this is the top model that Android models in the Chinese market. We see a strong presence from the local brands. In only 6 months ago, the dominance, the top one, Samsung, enjoys nearly 1/3 of the total market. But after, it's nearly 40%. But after 6 months, the share has been down to only 28%. It's nearly 10% down. We see strong performance of local brands like Xiaomi, Oppo, Bubugao, Yulong, and Lenovo. So today there are more and more non-GMS Google Market Service in China. And if we look at the distribution and the price range for all these titles, we found something interesting. That in 2012, a year before 2013, Samsung had 4 models that will give more than 5% of the total market. But in 2013, only 1 year after, there are none single model that could enjoy more than 3% of the total market. And for Chinese Android devices, I think the character is to becoming polarized. High-end devices and low-end devices create the most market share. We see that high-end, we define high-end as the model that is more, the price is higher than 2,000 RMB, and the low-end is the price is lower than 1,000 RMB. For 2014, we forecast that there will be a huge development of the low-end device, especially in the Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities in China. For the low-end device, we have given them a name. It's very popular in China. We call them 千元. 千元 means 1,000 RMB. Because those 千元机 has very strong performance with hardware and software. They all have very strong configuration with 4-core CPU and more than 1 gigabyte of RAM, and they all have been installed by default on Android 4 version 4 and above. So they have very strong competency in the market, especially for the Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities where the majority of the population of China exists. And for the whole ecosystem, another character of China is, time's up, sorry. Yeah, a lot of people mention the word fragmented. Yes, China is very fragmented. This is what Western mobile ecosystem is like, but for China, it's like this. There are more than 500 different channels in China, and they dominate this whole ecosystem because they are the traffic source. The content provider need them to touch the end device, to touch the end user and create value. So, and we see for Android, 80% of the traffic volume comes from the third-party app stores. There is no official Play Store. Play Store lost its control in the Chinese market. It has more than 12% of the penetration on the end devices, but it has only contributed, for the Play Store, only create only 8% of the total traffic volume. So third-party app store is something you have to work with when you come to China. The interesting number that nearly 40% of all the mobile users in China, on their device, they would install more than at least 2 different type of app store like applications, like the mobile assistant or the third-party app stores. And nearly 60% of them are, so let me see. Yeah, I think the main reason is that pre-installation is very popular in China. So if you want success in China, get huge traffic volume, room pre-configuration traffic source is something you must have to work with. And yeah, I think the last character of China is that operation for mobile applications is very, very important. We see that the cost, the CPI to get users increasing very fast. Only half year CPI, what we call CPA, nearly double. But for most of the titles, if we look at the 30-day LTV, they're unbalanced because they are not strong at operation. In China, it's something like this. As I talked before, the channels are the dominant role in the ecosystem of China. And content provider rely on channels to acquire users. So channel will give their resources based on some basic metrics and performance tasks, which has been done usually within 20 days. So most of the titles, they will truly focus on the UA side and will design all of their billing points within only 20 days. After 20 days, there are nearly no revenue contribution for a single user. So that is not quite healthy from our perspective. To extend LTV is something critical to get success in China. So what I'm talking about is some challenges and characters of China. You need to think about how to work and stand out in this crowded market. And you want to get loyal users, not a bunch of non-use traffic. And you must do it cost effectively. And to have this complete, you need insight and accountability. So TalkingData, we're here to help you guys with all these questions. I think that according to the time limitation, I won't go through every details of our offering. And maybe I will go very, very fast. We have been TalkingData Insight to give you the most accurate estimation of data for the whole Chinese mobile market. You can get performance data for top apps and niche apps within this market. And we also define and periodically the benchmark for all the KPIs of different genre of mobile apps, for example, mobile gaming. We will give the benchmark data monthly or weekly to help you to compare the performance with you and the average level of the whole industry. And we also release periodically the report with some insight to help you understand what the Chinese market is like. And we've done deep study of all the traffic sources, what their users are like, what's the character of different channels. For different type of content, which channel will best suit you. And we also provide useful tools to get you engaged within this target market. You need ad tracking to track the performance when you do multiple traffic source promotions. Because in China, you're gonna have to promote and acquire users through the different channels. And you need a powerful tool to track them and give you the neutral and independent data to evaluate the performance. And for TalkingData, we have a platform we call it TalkingData App CPA. This is just the right option. We're the only platform in China that has been integrated with all the ad networks and major top channels within China. And can help you to track both pre-install and after-install key metrics for your marketing campaigns. And we have a game analytics tool that help you to optimize your operational ROI. It gives you real-time tracking, real-time monitoring for all the KPIs for the operation of your game. It gives you systematic approach like cohort, funnel, or A/B testing, user segmentation to help the data you track or you collected to make sense, to generate some actionable insight. And it helps you to understand what your player is doing inside of your game. It helps you to know what your users like, what level they're in, on which level they are dropping from your game, how many time they spend on each level, and where are the money-driven points for your game. And also, most importantly, to give your exploration capability of monetization. And we help you to do some in-depth study of your IAP. We give you a systematic study of virtual goods system within your game. And to find you some key revenue-driven factors within your game. Yes, it's pretty much about my presentation. And welcome to our booth at South Expo at GDC. And thank you very much. And welcome you to China.